Hello, welcome to When a Course Becomes Difficult. So, this is a workshop, and it's one in a series offered by the Learning Center at Genesee Community College. And our series kind of covers the things that you need to know to be successful in college, but maybe those things aren't being directly taught in a classroom. So we cover things like time management and how to calculate your GPA and maintaining motivation and studying for exams and all those kinds of little tips and techniques that can supercharge your learning. But your instructor doesn't have time to cover them in the class because they're busy covering, for example, biology. Today, we're going to talk about what to do when your course feels like it might be more than you can handle. This workshop is presented as a series of videos that can be viewed independently at your own pace. And there are both active and reflective activities at the end of each video that are key to helping you realize your goals. So we recommend that you go through the video series in order and take time to really participate in those hands-on and critical thinking activities in between each video. First, I'm going to tell you a little bit about me. I'm Loy Gross. I'm a Perkins Academic Recovery Assistant at GCC. What's an academic recovery assistant? Well, it's recovering from an academic setback. So if you're not doing as well in a class as you would like to be doing, whether you're getting a C and you think you should be getting an A, or maybe you're not doing very well in the class at all and you're just worried about passing, you can set up an appointment with me. We'll talk about, what might be going on. We can go through a variety of tools, different techniques, and figure out the underlying cause of the problem. It is not always the class. It is not always the instructor. It is not always that it's too hard. Sometimes there are other things going on, and you may not even realize that until we sit down and start talking about these things. I also help you work through the resources that we have at GCC to help you. So we have a variety of departments that help students who are struggling. And once I sit and talk with you, I'll figure out which of those resources are best suited to your needs and point you in that direction. And so the presentation that I'm giving now, when a course becomes difficult, it's essentially a microcosm of my whole job. This is very similar to what I do in one-on-one appointments. In this workshop, I'm going to talk about number one, how to assess your current situation. So, instead of we go straight to, oh, the course is too hard, we're going to step back and we're going to do a thorough dig to see what's really going on in your life that's causing these issues. The second section is called How Can GCC Help? And there, I'm going to talk about some of the resources that GCC makes available to help you get through this. Part three is how you can help yourself. We'll talk about learning strategies, some of the other workshops that we offer. The time management, for example, is very, very popular with our students, and different techniques that you can use to help yourself be a better student. Section four is the not so fun part. I know. We're going to talk about when it might be the best thing for you to throw in the towel. And what are the consequences of that? What are the things that you need to weigh in order to be able to make that decision? And then in part five, we're going to talk about planning for the future. So just because you're not doing so well in a class, even if you have to throw in the towel, that doesn't mean that you're going to stop being a student. It doesn't mean the end of the road. You're going to continue on with your academic career. And we'll talk about what that path might look like after that setback. So I hope you enjoy the video workshop. As we're going through, you're always welcome to contact me with any comments or questions. I frequent the discussion boards that are in the Learning Center. That's in my GCC. If you look under the student and my courses, and you'll see the tutoring services block, there's a link right there to get into the Learning Center, and I'm there. You can also find me by email. You can make a face-to-face appointment with me via TutorTrack. And I'm always happy to talk about your experience in this workshop, and I'm open to any feedback that you have for how we can improve it. And I'll see you in the next video.